Do I do I click like start watching or something, or what do I do?
You could hit
Okay.
reload, start
Something
watching.
it says live now. Okay.
Yep.
So the
I've reloaded
broadcaster has
mine so
indicated this
many
channel
times.
is for
Or,
mature audiences only.
Yeah. Well, you gotta be mature, dude.
That's an impossibility for me.
Are you over the age of 18?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes, by twice.
Then you are welcome on my channel.
I'm totally 18.
Well, you get a pass because you're my nephew.
Yeah. I mean, NC-17 is NC-17.
Yeah.
How do I
Did you get it
turn
out to
down-
Sarah? Do you need me to send you that link?
She's gonna be she's going to her roommate's parents' house at 4. So,
Gotcha.
I told her that I'd send her the link for the podcast.
Cool.
How do I bring down the volume in the stream?
You can mute the tab by left clicking on the or right clicking on the tab at the top of the screen.
Oh, through the browser.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm on my
Yeah.
phone right now.
Oh, just turn down your phone.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you guys talk? real quick?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Hello. Testing.
Yeah, you guys are very quiet if I turn down the phone.
Huh. Well, yeah, that would make sense.
All right. Just stay off the stream. We'll Max will handle chat as well as me.
Yeah. You just talk. Micah.
Yeah.
Do we want video of Micah, or we're just gonna go with video of me and you, buddy?
Micah, you think you can do video?
He's on his phone. That might be hard.
Yeah, it might be hard.
That's
Yeah.
fine then. Just leave it the way it is.
Maybe in like the future, I'll try to get it when I get a better computer or something. I'll try.
Or
it.
you could just get a straight Spider-Man avatar and just be that.
Actually, yeah. Well, I do have the awesome Spider-Man mask or the Spider-Man costume. Which would be nice.
There you go. Take a picture.
Have
And
it
then
popped up.
have that up there. You know, you can have you like in a picture of Spider-Man giving a thumbs up or something. You know,
Yeah.
because you got the straight. He's got like a movie quality Spider-Man costume.
You showed me. It's pretty bitchin'. Okay. Oh, start watching. Hold on. Oh, I see. Cool. I have it muted. Let me unmute it. Oh, that's weird. There's a delay.
But yeah, if you can mute the stream, you could do that too. I don't know how to do it.
There's if you go into the stream, it's got controls just like YouTube. So bottom left-hand corner, you can mute it. There's a little sound thing. I'm pretty sure it's probably the same thing as on the phone as it is on the computer.
Yeah. And this one day, it decided not to be.
I wonder how you can get away with playing a copyrighted song live like this, but not in YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I figured it.
Because if you save the video, Twitch just mutes it. But go on, Michael. What'd you say?
I actually figured out how to do only chat only. So.
There you go.
Hey, there we go.
Good job.
And then you can check out this sweet Infinity Gauntlet screen I made later on YouTube.
Yeah.
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 Okay, it's we got 4:31 right now. So, what do we want to do?
Thunderstruck is still going, and I'm not gonna end it.
Don't it? No, you shouldn't.
Yeah, that is a crime against humanity to end Thunderstruck prematurely.
I wish I could get like one of those British schoolboys uniforms with the shorts like Angus Young.
And we are on. Guys, welcome to the Stone Gauntlet. It is our new podcast stream. I am your host, Kirby, Crook Irish, Crook for short. I am joined by my co-hosts. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Mike can go first.
Okay, I'm Micah or J Blue or J Boy, and yeah, and I'm here joining the podcast.
Where do you
And
live, Micah? Where do you
Exciting.
live?
Your exact address and your credit card
No,
number.
just
That's
the
all we want.
state, man. Just the state.
I live in Montana, so
Lucky bastard.
Little lucky bastard. All right. How about you, Max? What you got?
Okay, my name is Max. Uh, I was gonna say AKA the Jew Bear, but that's only in Discord. Um,
You could be the Jew
yeah,
Bear on the podcast.
I don't know how to make it that. I'm not very good with this. I don't know computers. I work in computer security.
And that's our
um,
backgrounds, guys. What a
yeah,
great
no,
fucking podcast.
I'm pretty nerdy. I like music. I like comic books. I like movies, whatever. And I'm Kirby's roommate. I'm downstairs and he is upstairs.
And if you guys recognize Max, that is because he is my ghost hunting partner. Uh, he's been on pretty much every ghost hunt that I've been on. We tackled the Mothman together, and we're still trying to get the Snarly out because it is a
Oh,
fucking
man.
asshole.
Well, it's also warmer now, so
It is also warmer.
ghost hunting is not to be taken. It's not a winter sport.
So, on the Stone Gauntlet, what we're gonna try to do is go on nerdy subjects. We find that we like to talk about them a lot, so we figured why don't we just stream it? And we've named the podcast after the Infinity Stones. As you can see over here, the Stone Gauntlet, for all you on YouTube or Twitch. And in honor of that, today's first dive is going to be into the Infinity Gauntlet. And it's not going to be like a deep dive where you're going to get thousands and thousands of facts, because it's our first podcast. But but we did some basic facts. We found some interesting stuff. We're gonna break down the gauntlet, as well as discuss it, and then each of the stones held within, their powers and what we would do with them. So you guys ready to do this?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm as ready as Freddy.
So, the Infinity Gauntlet, made famous by the MCU, was first introduced into the Marvel Universe in 1991 by Jim Sterling as a 6-issue series that ran from June to December. Um, Most people will recognize that's on this podcast from the current films. The Avengers saga led up to the Infinity War, as it's called. And that's when the Infinity Gauntlet essentially governed all the powers of the universe wielded by Thanos, went on a rampage and wiped out half the universe. Um, in the film, he's portrayed as a tragic character, one that we can empathize with and almost even side with, whereas in the comics, it is decidedly less so. Thanos wiped out half the universe in the comics for the sole reason that mankind has been doing anything for centuries, and that's to get laid. Um, when,
And people forget that he wanted to have sex with death.
he wanted death so bad, but she was in love with Deadpool, and he couldn't handle it, so he collected the gauntlet and the
I
Infinity
forgot
Stones,
about that.
a Herculean task, just to get laid. And as that normally goes with us guys, it didn't work. Uh, Death spurned him and walked away.
Didn't
Uh,
she didn't she have the tryst with Deadpool?
yeah, oh yeah, she loves
Yeah.
Deadpool. Those two are like
Yeah.
soulmates because Deadpool can't die, so he's in love with Death, and Death wants him.
Yeah.
Um, after after being taken from Thanos, and we're talking strictly in fucking comics terms, he was defeated by Adam Warlock and Doctor Strange combined powers, who convinced Thanos to give up the throne. Because the one thing that Thanos always lacked was the ability to win. and he he's so good at winning that he actively makes himself fail each time. Like it's subconscious thing. So they tricked him out of the gauntlet, and it was passed to Adam Warlock, who split the stones amongst the fucking Guardians of the Galaxy until he decided that they weren't worthy of using them and tried to wield them himself. It's also passed through the hands of Captain Marvel, Ultron, Reed Richards, and briefly by Nebula, Iron Man, and Hulk. You saw Iron Man and Hulk use it in the movies. Iron Man is the only human to use it. I know what you're thinking. Wait a minute, Reed Richards, uh, wielded it, and Reed Richards is Mr. Fantastic. Reed Richards wielded it, yes, but he never used it. He only carried it. Um, I'm sorry, I'm like completely taking over the entire talk. You guys got
No,
anything to add?
keep going. I want to hear I want
Yeah,
to hear more of
yeah,
this.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, the Infinity Gauntlet itself consists of 6 different stones: the Time Gem, the Space Gem, the Soul Gem, the Reality Gem, the Power Gem, and the Mind Gem. Each of these stones governs that specific part of the universe. One little known fact that I didn't figure out until I researched this was actually in the MCU. There are 2 gauntlets that exist. The famous one is the left-handed one that Thanos forced the dwarves to create because he wanted to wield the stones. However, the actual gauntlet that has not appeared in the films yet, outside of Thor 2, a film that nobody gave a shit about, is sitting in Odin's vault.
Hey, wait. What about? Sorry to interrupt. What about that scene in Ragnarok where
Oh wait, sorry.
Freya knocks it over?
That's
And she's like fake.
You know what? I meant Ragnarok. That was my mistake.
Which is
Nobody's
an amazing film, and everyone should see it.
Yeah, that's the exact opposite of Thor 2. Go watch
Yeah.
Ragnarok. but but that gauntlet is the right-handed one. The one that Thanos had created was the left-handed.
Yeah.
We're gonna be talking about the MCU stones as far as this goes. And if you look here on the screen, you'll see where each one of them was. The Aether, the thing over here that looks like Carnage's asshole after a bad day at Taco Bell, is actually the Reality Stone. The Tesseract is the Space Stone. Heimdall carried the Soul Stone on his chest. You can actually see it right here.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. But if you look like really close, you'll see that little circle. That's the Soul Stone that Heimdall was carrying.
Does it show how Thanos got it in the MCU?
Yeah. I mean, it passed on to Red Skull by that point because I think
That's right.
they killed Heimdall, and
Yeah.
and he had to go to
Titan. Yeah.
he had to go to like hell to get it. You know.
Yeah.
The Aya Agamotto, made famous by the Doctor Strange films, was the Time Stone, which Doctor Strange used to tactically defeat Thanos in the films. It is not factually proven, but it is very much assumed and implied that when Doctor Strange went into the multiple futures, the only conceivable one where he won is where he gave up the Time Stone to Thanos and let him wipe out half the planet to bring out the Avengers 5 years later.
Well, I think that scene, that little scene at the end where Iron Man gives him a look, and Doctor Strange kind of goes like that.
Yeah,
kind of clinches it.
It really does, and it's like it's never addressed, but it's heavily implied.
Yeah.
It's like he kind of knew what he was doing through that entire both films, and that's why when he stepped out of the fucking thing, like he's the goddamn boss, that's because he expected to be right there at that moment.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, the purple one here is the Power Stone, made famous by the Guardians of the Galaxy, where they
And
fought
the
Rohan the Destroyer.
collector.
Yeah, and the Collector. It was God damn it. I'll get
What?
back on that. And then Mind Stone is held by Fission over here. It's what allowed them to basically counteract Ultron. Now, let's talk about the colors of the stones, because this, guys, this is a fucking mind trip. Okay, like I I researched this last night, thinking it's just gonna be a fun little time. I can sit here and like research what I want. For some fucking reason, Disney decided to switch all of the colors on the stones. And it sent me for a loop for about an hour trying to figure out what belonged where. But don't worry, we're going to go through it. Um, try to keep up. The time gem in the comics is orange, but it is green in the films. The space gem in the comics is purple, but it is blue in the movies. The soul gem in the comics is blue, but it is yellow in the films. The reality gem in the comics is yellow, but red in the movies. The power gem is red, but purple in the films. And the mind gem is green, but orange in the movies. Everybody got that? Good, because we're going to quiz you on it later.
Yeah, yeah, I remember all of that verbatim.
Good. End of the podcast. We're going to see how much Max remembers.
Totally don't have a cheat sheet. It's fine.
Yeah, it's all right.
As a
Kirby better fucking explain it. So
for simplicity's sake, we are gonna stick purely to the colors of the MCU, the ones that I have laid out here at the bottom. So if we reference the green time stone, we are talking about the green stone down here. Um, Let me go ahead and pull this up, and so there's 5 different versions of the gauntlet across different medias. You got one that's actually a full suit of armor, one that only holds 4 stones. It really depends on which dimension the gauntlet is in, you know? Which brings me to my next point, and this is like the most important thing of the fucking gauntlet. Its powers are useless outside the universe it is created in. You can see this in the comic arc where Darkseid uh, and the Avengers clashed, like the MCU DC fucking crossover. He actually got the Infinity Gauntlet and tried to use it in the DC universe, and it was fucking pointless. It was just like, this is a paperwork, and threw it away. More recognizable though, you would see it in Loki, where the Infinity Stones are used as actual paperweights in the TVA. And that is the breakdown of the gauntlet. So, what are your thoughts?
wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so did you end up finding a reason as to why they changed the colors?
No. I think it's because Disney said fuck it, and then just changed the colors because that's the shit it does.
I wonder if it was costume design. Like they thought, because what was the first one? The first one introduced was the Tesseract, right?
Yeah, the blue.
And it was just this blue cube. And then I think the second one was the one in Vision Ultron, which is yellow. And I don't know how that matches his costume. What would it have been if it wasn't? What was it in the comic books?
So the space gem in the comic books was purple, blue in the films.
Yeah, that wouldn't work with his costume. And then the green one, the time gem works really well with Doctor Strange's costume. And in the ether is just, it's not even a stone. So
Guys, just so you know, Max actually has a background in working on production and films.
well, very long time ago and very
So
limited, but yeah.
a lot of this is coming from like on the job experience. I assume, or talking with your uncle.
Yes, my uncle is a director. He's done a lot of episodic television, and I shadowed him for a long time when I first moved to LA when I was 18, 19. So I do know a little bit of how like this stuff kind of works. But I would the thing about Disney, and I actually do know this because my uncle did quite a few episodes of Agents of Shield. That Marvel slash Disney is like very very strict about keeping continuity throughout, even Agents of Shield, which was like a throwaway. Um, so I would think that they put more thought into the costume design and sort of the appearance of the stones in the movies rather than go with what was in the comic books. Again, I said it in the chat. The the Infinity Saga in when it happened was from a period of time in Marvel's history, and actually comic books in general, like I'm talking about the major publishers in general, where it I haven't I've only read parts of it. It's like one of the only things about Marvel that I know more from the MCU than the actual comic books, because that period kind of sucked. Um,
Well, okay, yeah, but you got the Infinity War from that. Like that was smack
yeah,
dab in the period, like middle of it. You know?
but there's a few things I don't like about that period. One, the art. Like, I'm not a big fan of Rob Liefeld or the other guy, the guy who can't draw feet. Um, Maybe that is Rob Liefeld. I'm also the dialogue was if you go back in time, dialogue in comic books went from like really really dense to like nothing to kind of where it is today, which is like a mixture of the two. But like if you read comic books from the 70s or 80s from the major publishers, the 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 dialogue is like it's like reading a book. It's like really and they all have thoughts and stuff. It's there's too much dialogue in each pane, in my opinion.
All right, well, that's a fair
It's just
opinion.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, oh, Micah, did you have anything?
No. Not I'm not like big into like the whole costume thing. Like I don't really know much about it,
I mean,
It's just a theory. I mean,
I'd say
but I
that
do
theory
agree
holds
with
weight
it.
because Green looks just so much more badass on Doctor Strange. You know?
well, and I
Plus it
think
also oh wait.
they they may have shoehorned themselves a little bit with the by by doing the Tesseract first and making it that blue. So
Yeah.
they like so they and maybe they went, who knows, maybe at that point maybe they weren't even thinking about doing like they had maybe they thought if they could get the funding and the movies were popular enough they could get to the Infinity Saga and the Infinity War. But like who knows if they knew that was going to happen. So once they did it, and because they're Marvel and Disney and they're obsessed with continuity, they got to stick with it.
Yeah, and then all they have to say is it's a parallel universe and the colors are different. And
Yeah, it's
wash everything
MCU.
fucking under the rug.
Oh,
Like,
come on. Are you seeing some sort of conspiracy here?
where were the mutants during Loki's attack? That's all I'm asking. I want answers.
IP was owned by 20th Century Fox.
Fucking lawyers. So you're saying the only thing in the MCU that could beat Wolverine is lawyers?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what? I can see that.
Because you know what? I'm going to say this: Wolverine is my favorite Avenger, and he's not even in the MCU.
Maybe one day. All right. You guys want to get on to the discussion of the stones themselves?
Yes, absolutely.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm so interested.
The first one we're gonna bring up is the time stone or the time gem. That is four from the left. It is the green one in the middle, the Eye of Agamotto, worn by Doctor Strange in the films. Doctor Strange. So it has total control over all aspects of time, including time travel, stopping time, slowing down or speed up of the flow of time, and to accelerate or slow down aging. So, knowing, like, let's say we each had a time stone, and you can only use it one time. What would you use it for? Max, you first.
Okay. I'm thinking. So okay, the time stone gives you the ability to slow down time, tell the future, look at
No,
different.
it's not a. I mean, it's not like a fucking oracle stone. It's
Okay,
it can.
but it does give you Doctor Strange had the option of viewing every single outcome of a situation.
That is true. Okay, never mind.
Um, I think
So you
that's what
missed something.
that's what I would use it for. I would use it. I would use it to judge the outcome of every single choice that I make.
You know how fucking horrifying that would be?
Yeah, actually, I do.
It's like, and knowing, like, let's say you're like, all right, what choices am I gonna make tomorrow? And it's like you get hit by a bus by it in every single choice,
Except for one.
except for one. I guess I'm going to Starbucks tomorrow.
Or every single choice you make in a marriage, except for one, leads to divorce. Just
And you don't look
just-
far enough ahead to where you're sitting on the beach somewhere,
yeah.
enjoying your life.
I'm maybe talking from experience. I don't know. Or I think that's what I'd use it for. Absolutely, like, because I think about that all the time. You know the repercussions of choices made and what I could have done differently if I had the power to like know what I could have done differently, like, and make things turn out, uh, you know, turn out max every time.
Turn out Max. Oh
Yeah.
my god. All right.
Everything's coming up max.
Uh,
That's what I would do.
how about you, Micah? If you had the time stone
Um,
power, what would you do?
I like the idea of like seeing into like the future with different possibilities, like Max said, but I'd probably go with like the slowing down, because like if something like's gonna happen, you could slow it down, or like then you could like
That's good.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
prevent something to
Yeah,
happen. So
yeah. You could be the
at least
most.
that's in my opinion.
You
I,
could be the
w-
most badass fighter on the planet.
I wonder if you would like go to the future and see yourself slowing down time. Like, is that like
Oh, you're throwing a fucking loop, Jesus.
because like if you're like I want every eventual outcome to be best, you shoot to the
Oh my god.
future and you go, okay, that's how I slow. That's me slowing down time. Now I need to slow down time to make that effectively work.
I don't want to talk about quantum physics. Come
It's
on.
the bill. Okay. um. Okay. What I would do.
You're right. That's a trip.
Look, if I had the time gem, there is one thing in my life that I would go back and change.
Oh, you would change stuff, huh?
Yeah, I'd go back to 2/31/22. No, wait. 2 yeah, 2/28/22 is the one I'd go back to.
This year?
Yeah,
What would you change?
I'd pay my ticket on time so it didn't double. I got a parking ticket and now it's at $300, guys.
Oh my god.
So
But
I
you, you
can
were
go back.
you told me you didn't get the first notice.
Well, yeah, that seems like far more work than finding the time gem and going back in time and just paying it on time.
Or going back in time and realizing that that tunnel has a fucking speed camera, and it is very well known in DC,
No, that's too far back. I can't do that.
and not speeding in the first place. I go through that tunnel every day, and I got a ticket once going through that tunnel, and now I go through that tunnel not every day. When I go to work, I go at 23 miles per hour.
You know what? I need to learn from you.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
All right.
I like that. I like your thing, Kirby. I actually think Micah's is my favorite though.
Slowing down time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's a pretty dope one. Because then if you're like, let's say you drop your phone in the toilet, you're like, oh shit, hold on. Boop. And it's just like slowly like dropping down like a droplet, and you just doop, grab it out
You
of
know
the
how? Do you know how many? Do you know how many sidekicks I dropped in a urinal?
way. Do you keep track of them?
And this was
You
this was the sidekick too. So you got to think this is when I used to drink.
okay? Sidekick. Yeah, right next to your PDA.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so many bars in Los Angeles. Got a choice taste of my kick in their urinal. It might as well have been a urinal cake.
Are you saying? Wait, hold up. People are just going into fucking Los Angeles bars and pulling fucking sidekicks out of the urinal. Free
I
phones.
remember, honestly, I remember people dropping their sidekick, or not their sidekick, their phones in urinals a lot when I used to go to bars.
So anyway,
That's a tangent. I'm sorry.
how about the space gem? The space gem allows limitless manipulation of space, allowing for teleportation, dimensional manipulation, the creation of wormholes, etc. And that right here is the Tesseract, made famous by Loki in the Avengers film, whenever that came out.
The first one.
Yeah, the first Avengers.
Well,
I think it was.
it was also made famous in if we're going canonically in order of what happened. It was first appeared in Captain America.
2004.
Oh, it did. Yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't. Yeah, yeah. It
And
wasn't.
then-
How was it used? I don't even remember how. Oh, it was used to make all the Hydra weapons. That's right.
yeah, and then he went down and just beat off Gray Skull and got him out of there.
Did you just say he beat off Grayskull?
Yeah, like he beat him off his island. What? Don't make this weird, okay? Like we went there and he beat off Gray Skull. He's like, get off this island. I'm gonna beat you off of here. All right, and then. God damn it. All right.
You mean Red Skull?
Yeah, that's it. Listen, guys, I'm not a fucking Marvel expert. I researched the
I
Stone
think he's
Gauntlet.
colorblind. I think he's colorblind.
That's it.
Yeah,
Or
it's
is he-
colorblind. It's just you're watching it and you're watching the whole thing in
minutes.
Grayskull.
We researched this 5 minutes before he like got on and did this shit.
Wait, who's
Ladies
talking?
and gentlemen, my brother has decided to randomly
Oh
show
shit!
up. Hey, Pete. What's
Hey.
up? All right, so we are on
What's up?
the space gem. Max, what would you do with limitless manipulation of space?
I'd make myself the center of the universe.
Mm.
You're just floating in space. I can't the center.
Just like everything revolves around me. Again, this is a selfish thing. It's just like the time stone.
I mean, yeah,
Everything's gonna come up max.
hold on. Wouldn't that mean you'd be like in a giant potential black hole?
No, I don't mean literally the center of the universe. I mean like everything that happens revolves around me.
No,
And
that
what
would
I
be
want.
the reality stone.
So,
Oh my god,
It's
guys.
the reality.
so we can blame you for the taxes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually,
How about-
you go ahead and use that. Fucking tax guy.
No. I'm gonna change my mind. Okay. So, I would travel. I would travel the universe. I'd use it for the wormholes.
Okay. You'd use it for those nice, moist wormholes of the universe to go places. Got it.
Beaten off, moist wormholes. Man, you've got your head somewhere.
No, look. People say I'm gonna beat you off, buddy. Anyway,
I've
Michael, what would you do?
I've only heard that in certain clubs, buddy.
What would you do with the space jump?
I would actually probably use the teleporting thing and just like find a place to store stuff. And
Like
just be
mine.
like, oh hey, I can
Minecraft.
store people's stuff, then just be like, hey,
Wait, so you'd be like
it's
a
mine now.
world-class thief?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's
That's pretty
legit.
good.
That
Yeah.
would be like Deadpool.
Pour into banks and stuff.
Actually, yeah, dude. You could just like straight jack money and hide it on a planet somewhere, and be like, "What's the Avengers gonna do?"
I think you could actually use all of these to be a world-class criminal.
Yeah, you really could. It's amazing how quickly we devolved into that.
Yeah.
It took 2
Slowly slow down
stones.
time. Portals.
It's a slow burn.
All right. How about you, Pete? What would you do with your space stone?
I got the perfect answer for this. I would randomly show up and tap you on the shoulder, and you turn around and I'm gone. And I would do this over it.
Yes.
I would do this enough times to drive you fucking mad, swearing to God there's a ghost or some bullshit.
How do we
And
know
then I would,
somebody's
like,
not already doing that?
That's the best answer I've ever heard. You do it to be a jerk.
to Kenny, not to everybody else, just to Kenny, to drive him slowly mad.
Just to Kenny. Yeah. I love it.
Oh my God.
I'm behind that.
That
It
sounds
is a really
horrifying.
great idea.
Moving on. Uh, what I would do, well, limitless manipulation of space, allowing for teleportation. Dimensional manipulation.
Grab that.
It just got silent all of a sudden.
Yeah,
What's
dude, that's because that just jumped into quantum physics field.
Again.
Like
What would you what?
Fuck, touch me on the shoulder.
dimensional. Oh man, you know what? Dimensional manipulation. I would rip a hole into a dimension where I'm rich and successful, and I'd go into that dimension, go up, and punch myself in the face and leave.
So you and your brother have very similar thought processes on this, I see.
Just a little bit.
I'm
Just a
like, you
little bit.
sold out, you
Random
douche.
shit.
Let's just blap him right in the face.
So you just like skip all the money and stuff that he has and just
Yeah.
punch him in the face and leave.
Pretty much, yeah, because
We
then he's a
have-
sold out loser at that
We
point.
have ultimate power, and we
Yeah.
use it to fuck with other people.
And
Yeah,
punch
no.
ourselves in the face.
Jesus Christ.
All right, guys. The Soul Gem. The Soul Gem was worn by Heimdall, which I guess like a lot of us did not know.
No.
And eventually ended up on the Soul Plane, and that's where Thanos and what was that? Hawkeye betrayed the franchise. So by getting rid of the character that we all care about and keeping the one that we don't. So the Soul Gem.
What was the planet called, man?
Oh man,
Why do we care about that one so much?
Well, because they betrayed the Scarlet Witch. No, I'm sorry. Black Widow was unceremoniously. Well, I guess ceremoniously, she was murdered.
Yeah, dude,
Why
look.
does it matter so much?
If I'm going to get into a fight with someone like straight up, I don't know, Red
They
Skull.
needed Hawkeye for the Hawkeye show.
Yeah, but I'd much rather have Black Widow on my team than Hawkeye. Like, what is Hawkeye gonna do? Shoot arrows at people? Good. All you need is iron armor, and you're better than him.
That's true. Well,
Like,
to jump into the comic books, one of the more recent Hawkeyes that was written by a guy named Matt Fraction, who's a really good writer. His like inner thought process is basically like, how the hell am I an Avenger?
dude, no, that's it, dude. Hawkeye leaves the Avengers so often that it's gotten to the point where he leaves post-it notes on the fridge, like, "Hey
Yeah.
guys, you guys are mean. I'm leaving today," and the rest of the
Well,
Avengers are like, "We don't care."
Well, the show that's out, which I haven't watched, is based off of that Matt Fraction storyline where Hawkeye is kind of training the what's her face to be the next Hawkeye. But But again, like Matt Fraction's a really good writer, and he's very cheeky. And his version of Hawkeye is like, why the hell was I even an Avenger? How did I make it into the big leagues? And all I do is shoot fucking arrows.
Yeah, that's the same
So-
question everyone asks.
I mean, like, so even Hawkeye doesn't know.
Like put Nightcrawler on there.
The real reason here why we would rather have Hawkeye die instead of Black Widow is if Kenny was a villain, he'd rather get slapped with titties while getting punched than anything else. And that's what we all want to see.
You know what? I like Black Widow's finishing moves. I'll take it.
Well, actually, you know what? She doesn't have any powers either. So they kind of put the two Avengers that have no like specialness in the same boat there. It could have gone either way.
Yeah, but she sure does use her legs and crotch a lot. So
Yeah, she is. She's a big fan of that leg grab, that Brazilian jiu-jitsu like takedown of the crotch in the face.
And since we can all agree that I'd probably immediately go villain in the MCU, yeah, I'd much rather face Black Widow. so the Soul Gem allows limitless manipulation of souls both alive and dead. Also has shown to be able to evolve or devolve a being's physical self as well as their mental capacities.
Do you have an example of when it was actually used?
Oh, in like the films?
Yeah, because I'm trying to think about it, and like, it's not really used much. Like, I guess Heimdall uses it to open up that bridge, but
Bifrost.
yeah,
Yeah. I think
but- that's his sword, not his thing. Yeah.
Look, I'm gonna throw this out here, guys, and I'll research it.
Oh,
And-
wait. I think I know.
Oh, you do?
I think I do, because it says mental capacities, which doesn't that mean, like, enhance their abilities? So if you think about it, Heimdall was always able to see things.
Right, you're right. He could see it, and then Thor could talk to him like kind of like just by saying his name. That's right.
Yeah, so maybe that's how we
Did,
saw the Soul Stone being used.
Yeah, wait. Did Carl Urban in Ragnarok when he takes over for Heimdall? Did he have the stone too?
No, I don't think he had it at that point.
He might have, because it was pre Infinity stuff.
That's a good
No,
question.
Actually he didn't know, because Thor talks to Heimdall when he's in hiding.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Heimdall still probably had it throughout the entire thing.
Yeah, it was just the sword. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. So yeah, I would use it to be omniscient. I would just use it to know whatever everybody's doing, especially Kenneth Kirby.
I mean, you can just knock on my door, dude. I'm like, I literally live in the room right next to his. So just boom, boom, boom. Kirby, what are you doing?
I know what you're doing most
What
of the time.
fun of that?
Look, if
Let's
it says
do
do
that.
not disturb, just don't disturb.
I mean, I can listen. I can hear what games you're playing. I know what music you're listening to. Like,
We want to know whenever he's thinking about midget porn. Seriously?
Just think 24/7. You got it right. So
I'm saying, you're like, hey, I'm gonna listen into Kirby's stuff. Oh man, I can't wait till I see midget porn.
yep.
And then it's like,
okay, well,
and
I
then-
would.
well, I'll
No,
get
no,
back in
no.
with that.
Look, I'll give you a taste of your omnipotence right now. Can't wait to see midget porn. Oh boy, Taco Bell. I want to eat Taco Bell and watch midget porn.
It's that. I think that's a derogatory term. Actually, I think we call them little people, but you know,
Little people porn, guys.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, little people porn.
I don't know. I don't. Yeah, I haven't watched
Any-
porn in 7 years. So yeah.
Micah, how about you, buddy? What would you use the soul gem for?
If it has like different effects on different people, I'd probably make people dumber than me so I can have a better grade at a test than everybody else.
There you go. The grade on a curve. I like that.
I like how all of your uses of the gems are manipulative or to get yourself an increase in cash.
Yeah, exactly. What else would we use them for? Well, I did say that I would use the Tesseract to travel. That's kind of altruistic-ish.
Yeah, well, yeah. Hey, Peter, check the
Yeah.
chat, by the way. Um,
Okay.
It's gonna
and
get your podcast banned.
yeah,
Josh, you're right.
Pete, we really got to be careful about what we say because we're going into a podcast medium, and that's what we're recording right
How
now.
do I? Okay. How do I check the chat here?
No, that it's basically just said Pete's going to get your podcast banned. So what we're saying is
I
like,
apologize.
but I ran with it,
Yeah,
so
It's fine. It's whatever.
yeah.
I will not bring that up again. Yeah. I apologize. I went way out
Just-
in left field then.
Just stay away from the M word and the R word.
Yeah, stay away from like the obvious no-goes, you know. So Pete, what would you do with the soul gem?
Play a worldwide got your nose game.
Wait, what?
I mean, it just kind of grab people's soul noses and say, "Got your nose." Type thing.
Yeah, that's pretty. I mean, it's close to what you do with the other one with the Tesseract, but this is more on a this is a deep level of got your nose.
Max is gonna have fun editing this one.
Yeah, I am.
It's like hey everybody, welcome to our 5-minute podcast. We're trying to just get off the ground. You want the raw shit? Go to Twitch.
Yeah.
Until we get kicked off that, and then YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're grabbing someone's nose at the level of their soul, like that's pretty deep.
Yeah, because then you'd be like, I got your soul nose.
I got your
Bro.
soul nose, and you might actually be able to take it. Wouldn't even be a trick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm
You
just be like,
could
grab it and be like,
noses.
You would just go around ripping off people's snow noses? Soul noses?
Yeah.
How are they going
You'll
to
have
soul
like 20
smell?
people running after you.
Yeah, Pete. It's like
Well, no, they wouldn't know. It would just be like they'd be like something feels weird. Something's gone. Is it my soul nose?
Yeah, until they like enter the. Is it my soul nose? Is that what's gone?
Is that what's gone?
When they enter the fucking afterlife, they're Dewey Cox though, because they can't smell. Because you got a snow nose. You just fucked everyone's afterlife, Pete.
I love it.
point is,
He just got a big bucket of noses. God damn it.
Look at his soul noses. That's awesome.
You know what? I would use the soul gem, because limitless manipulation of souls, both alive and dead, to haunt the shit out of my friends. And not even tell them I'm doing it. I would just like be like, all right, haunt him for a night and pull some like horrible looking ghost, and then just have him hang out in Max's room.
I like that.
And then he'll be like, my
So-
room's haunted, and I'll be like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I love it.
so that's why our front door opens all the time. You asshole.
Yes, exactly.
Peter, if I had the Infinity Gauntlet soul gem, I probably wouldn't be using it to open your front door.
Well, it opens all the time.
I think this is some psychological warfare. I think he would.
I mean,
it's
unless-
me slowly mad.
unless I knew by saying I wouldn't, you wouldn't believe me and constantly doubt yourself for eternity.
Exactly.
So the reality gem is locally or universally alters the natural laws of the universe to the wielder's will.
Wait, okay, remind me which is it? Is that the Aether?
The reality gem, yes, it's the one that looks like Carnage's asshole after Taco Bell.
Yes, thank you.
So that's the one over here on the left, guys.
Yeah, okay, I just want to make sure that that's. Remind me. Okay, so this is from the Thor movie that sucked. This is from Thor: The Dark World or whatever with the dark elves.
Yeah, this
Um,
is the Infinity Stone that's from the
what were
shitty Thor 2.
Remind me what the hell they were gonna do with it.
Shitty elf things.
Yeah.
I
They were
paid
gonna
like half
turn the
attention
world
to that
dark.
film.
They were gonna turn the world dark, and well, turn the universe into darkness.
Yeah, that's right. They were gonna bring it back to darkness or whatever. I don't understand how that works with the stone, but whatever.
They bring a different reality into their own reality. That's kind of
Yeah,
how.
I mean
Yeah,
using the
that makes
powers of
sense. That makes
reality.
sense.
But I mean,
You know what?
elves are gonna
These
do
stones,
dick as shit.
all these stones kind of are really similar in their powers. Like they all could kind of fill in
Kind
for
of.
each other.
Yeah, you could easily alter reality to make up for a time stone.
Yeah.
You know, you could be like, oh, that didn't work. Hold on. You know, because what it means by like the natural and universal laws, because I
Oh, Josh,
pondered over
I
that.
don't know what TikTok is.
Oh, it's locally or universally alters the natural laws of the universe. Where you see this is like universally is that scene in the Collectors where he's like altered the entire
Oh,
like
right.
universe,
Yeah.
and
And
they
they
think
think,
they won.
yeah, and then it turns to, and you see, yeah, and it's all records.
Whereas
That's,
locally, no, sorry, go on.
so 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 you could use it. So you're saying you can use it locally or on a larger scale?
Yeah, locally, the best example of that is actually WandaVision, because
Yeah.
Scarlet Witch can use the powers of altering reality without the stone. So her complete takeover of, I think it was Westfield, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was altering the local uh, natural laws of the universe. Because she took that entire town hostage under her own reality.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. So that was based off of a Marvel story arc that wasn't the Scarlet Witch. It was uh, I think a mutant or some sort of robotic thing that, and that's what caused, if you remember correctly, it caused Captain America to sort of think or have been an agent of Hydra from the very beginning. What was her name? Cube something, whatever. Anyways, um, I would, I don't know what I'd use it for. I guess I'd use it to play pranks, like just like everyone else.
Was it,
I'd
so
use it.
like a shitty version of the Mandela effect? You'd be like, actually, your
Yeah,
Pop Tart is peanut butter,
actually, yeah. I
and
no,
you're
no.
okay with it.
I'd go in and fix the Mandela effect.
You'd put the bar back in Kit Kat and change the Bernstein Bears.
Yeah, I'd make the Bernstein Bears what it should be. I'd put the hyphen in Kit Kat. I'd let Mandela live for reasons that I won't go into on this podcast. Because the last time I did it, Kirby told me to shut the fuck up. Uh, and then I can't remember any other examples. I would go, yeah, and I would change. I would change the flavors of like, I'd make like Vegemite Pop Tarts and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or like make. Ooh. Okay, Micah, what about you, buddy?
I'd probably like change reality, like maybe like make myself a superhero or a supervillain, or like make it so like different people or different things, or kind of just like
So you'd go
I
on the
don't know.
global, you'd go on the like the universal scale and just like change stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Would you like create your own suit like arch superhero?
probably. Yeah, like create my own villains. And shit like
You wouldn't be a villain or supervillain if you didn't have an arch supervillain or superhero
Yeah.
to contend with.
yeah. Yeah, like what I mean is like turn people into like villains or turn people into superheroes and have like that
Oh man,
group.
you'd write your own. You write your own universal comic book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's kind of dope. Would
I
you
like
be
it.
like a
He
supervillain in
actually,
it?
so no. Let me say this. He has written a metric fuck ton of books that he cannot publish due to copyright shit, and it's all revolved around superhero kick-ass shit. And this kid can write. I won't lie, but he would probably make it that world where he has all
Probably.
these characters in.
Oh, so something like Ready Player One.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's kind of dope.
That's kinda cool. I write comic books too. That's pretty cool.
How about you, Pete?
Oh no.
I would change reality in a chaotic way.
Of course.
If a certain word was said, I have not decided this word yet. If a certain word is said, people will randomly bark like a dog for 5 minutes straight to the equivalent of a dog they are. Like Kenny would be a chihuahua, I would be a wolf,
Because I
Micah
bark
would
the
be
loudest.
yeah. But I would make everybody bark for 5 minutes. And here's where the kicker comes into play. Everybody will remember a time before they had to bark for 5 minutes.
Ah.
So they would never realize that they're barking for 5 minutes.
No, they would.
No,
They
yeah.
would. They
They,
would know that they had to start barking for 5 minutes because a certain word was said, and they would remember at a point in time
yeah.
this started. So it
Yeah.
would drive everybody insane, and I would make it a common word that they would have to cut out of every language.
Yeah. They'd like remember back last September when they didn't have to do it.
F word would
Exactly.
be a perfect word.
Yeah. He's don't say the word. Don't say the word.
Yeah,
You know
I'm
what?
not, but it would be a perfect word.
He's a word. He's a word.
I'd sneak into Peter's house and I'd steal the reality
Gee.
gem, and I'd keep the barking dog rule, but I'd make it so Peter's door randomly opens, and then the next day he forgets that it was me.
Oh fuck! I'm like, why the fuck is my door closing? I've locked it 50 times.
It's just like randomly. Like it could
I love it.
happen like 10 times a week or 2 times a week.
This is all
Or
because
10
I
times
make
a
it bark
day.
like a chihuahua, right?
That's awesome.
Oh,
That's
okay.
awesome.
Moving on. The
I just want to say, Micah, if you want some help, like with story writing, I've actually gotten like somewhat good at it, and I've got a whole comic book that I'm trying to get published. So if you want some
Well, I
pointers,
finished one of
you
my books,
finished?
but
Oh, nice.
well,
But
with one of them. But
is it based in your father hinted that it was based in the Marvel universe or a universe?
it's based in like a bunch of different universes combined. So like there's
Oh,
Marvel,
okay.
DC, Kong, and Godzilla, or like a bunch of random things. That's why there's one book that like is more chaotic than the others. So it's like it
Nice.
has a bunch of different characters.
Okay.
Let's just
Hence
say
why
that.
I say there's a lot of copyright
Yeah.
issues.
Well, so okay, so just it's kind of a tangent. So the way comic book writing works is you can if you get like if Marvel puts you on staff or they put you on contract, like the characters belong to them. So like a good example of this is Alan Moore, who created The Watchmen and V for Vendetta, and he hasn't made cent one off of any of the Watchmen stuff that has been made because he doesn't own the intellectual property. DC owns it. and he's pretty bitter about it too. um, as what I would be. And they've even done comics storylines, that he didn't write, that have nothing to do with it. And I actually, for the longest time, I wouldn't watch the show on HBO because I wanted to back Alan Moore because he's great. But that show was pretty amazing, so I ended up watching it. But writing, you can publish this stuff as either fan fiction where you don't make money off of it, or you can submit it to publishers. So it's just an idea.
Alright.
Or you can do indie author stuff.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm doing. Mine is an original concept that I'm working on a deal with Boom Comics, and a friend of mine who's a writer, and has done stuff with them, and basically the IP is split like 50-50. Like I'd get 50, they'd get 50, and yeah, mine would, they run with a 4-issue arc, and then if they want to renew it, they renew it. And mine deals with quantum mechanics and psychoactive drugs. It's pretty cool.
I think that we should definitely get you two link together on the phone.
Yeah.
In the
I'll just send you my story Bible or whatever.
Yeah. In the meantime, we're gonna move on to the power gem.
Power gem.
So the power gem controls all of the power in the universe. It can be used to augment or inhibit any force. It is the red gem. Where is that? Oh no, sorry, it is the purple one, right here.
Oh, right.
It was sought after by Guardians of the Galaxy. I believe it was Rohan the Destroyer got it.
Yeah.
And
Ronan.
Yeah, that's it. Ronan the Destroyer got it. They beat him.
No, the Inquisitor, right?
No, it was the Destroyer. Ronan the Destroyer. Anyway,
okay. He was an Inquisitor for the Kree.
Gotcha. He was an Inquisitor. They beat him and turned over the Power Stone to the Nova Space Corps, which Thanos went later, attacked, and took back.
So I kind of see a hole here. With, like, just I don't know why Thanos needed all of the stones. He could have done what he wanted to do with like 2 of them.
He needed all of them to kill half the universe.
I know, but he could have done it with just this one.
Why?
Well, because
Reality Stone.
Yeah, there's like half of these ones he could have just done what he wanted to do. He didn't need the full fucking gauntlet.
Look, I have a theory that free will, at least in the MCU, subverts reality. Like when you're looking at WandaVision, those people were under Wanda's spell, sure, but they knew what they were doing. And some of them actually started rebelling. So actively trying to kill half the population with the Reality Stone wouldn't work. The Time Stone would take too long. The Space Stone, likewise.
No, and the Time Stone in and of itself would mean that it wouldn't take too long because it's the Time Stone.
Yeah, but you still got to individually go to each person and kill them, or take it to each planet.
What about the Soul Stone? I mean, he could have snapped his fingers, half the souls are gone.
Yeah, there you go. I think okay.
I don't think it can kill them.
I'm just saying,
like you could rip their souls out of their bodies.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake. Half the universe gone, no soul in their body.
I think the Power Stone, honestly, really the Power Stone and the Time Stone are all you need to do what Thanos wanted to do.
I don't see. Okay, first of all, I don't think he could. Not with the Power Stone and Time Stone, especially not with his drive in the film. Because his drive in the film wasn't, I'm going to kill the 1%, and it wasn't, I'm going to kill the poor. It's, I'm going to kill everyone equally with the snap of my fingers. He didn't want to do it in a way that he had to jump through 13 wormholes or, like, choose planets to attack. He wanted a full equal force division of the entire population in the universe. And for that, I think he needed every stone to snap the finger and create that.
So what is it like? Make a wish, fucking
Yeah,
stones.
I
I
know.
mean,
You
Yeah.
can all put together like Dragon Ball and snap your fingers.
at
You
that,
collect them all and make a wish.
I think they augment each other. You know, like
Uh,
with the Power Stone, you got all the power in the universe can be used to augment or inhibit any force. You know, you
well,
can use that with others.
actually, I'm come to think of it, he wasn't he the so his motivation for the Infinity Gauntlet uh came after he was well into his mission of like wiping out half the people of the universe when he adopted what's her face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the
So,
thing. It's like he'd been doing it for so long that he looked for a way
well,
to
yeah,
do it.
he's doing it by hand, but
Yeah.
again with just a couple of these, I really do think he could have just done it. I don't know.
I mean, you could, but why not go for the full gauntlet? Like, it's the same thing as like, why grind for 30 hours in Elden Ring when you could just like duplicate the runes and get the same effect? You
I
know?
don't know.
So here's the thing I always say to people. Uh, I can't remember if it was Bill Gates or Steve Jobs. If you want a job done in the easiest, fastest way, you give it to the laziest person. So we're saying Thanos is the laziest fucker in the universe
Oh yeah.
because he's like, I'm tired of doing this shit over and over and over again. I just want to get it done.
That was
Yeah.
Jobs. I actually, yeah.
Yeah.
I read that quote in a book called The Pragmatic Programmer.
I think
Um,
all men are inherently lazy. And Thanos, you know, the same way. He's just like, I've been doing this over and over again. I've waged war again and again and again. And if you look at in the films, the older Thanos is decidedly different than the younger one. The younger one
Mhm.
who pops up in Endgame is all about war and attacking and killing and just getting the objective, whereas the later Thanos, the older one, thinks
just
through the
just
problems.
Hey,
yeah.
Yeah.
And he arrived at
you forgot something. The older, lazier Thanos.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I
He's
mean,
lazier.
like I said,
He was getting tired. He's a Titan. He can live forever, but he's just getting tired of it.
he's reached that Liam Neeson phase from The Gray where he just doesn't give a shit anymore and he just wants to go to Arctic, you know, and punch wolves. But he's tired of doing the same shit over and over and working on the fucking oil rig. So yeah, he's gonna blow up half of it with a fucking Infinity Gauntlet.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Actually, if you notice, like they didn't
Uh,
find Thanos raging war in Endgame. They found him tending a garden because ultimately he wanted to sit back in peace and be
well, and
lazy.
he destroyed the gauntlet too.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah. What a lazy fuck. What a terrible freaking villain. Jesus.
Okay. So with the power
And this
gem, what would you
podcast-
do?
Oh God.
I thought of something creative already.
Okay. The only things that I've seen done with it are like wicked destructive. And not only wicked destructive, they're like mortal hands can't even touch it. What would
Yeah, I
use it
mean
for?
he used it to beat back Hulk. Like
Yeah. Well, and Ronan like barely survived grabbing it and putting it into his big hammer.
yeah.
I don't know what I'd hide it.
Probably.
'Cause maybe I'm a pacifist at heart, but maybe I'd hide it.
Put it in like
Give
a
it-
dungeon somewhere.
Give it to Nova Corps and be done with it. I'm
They
I'm
can't
Peter.
even defend against Thanos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I'm-
Right? It's like they
Yeah.
already lost the. Well, no, they lost the power gem. Yeah.
Well, I feel like I'm Peter Quill in this situation. I'm like chaotic neutral. I don't want the power, but I don't want to give it to anybody else.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
How about you, Micah?
I kind of do agree with Max, but I would like, I would put it somewhere and then save it for the right time.
Ooh,
Like
yeah.
if it's needed,
You just
There you
like
save
go.
it.
put it at like the end of a hallway of a series of traps. That
Yeah.
way, after they dodge the traps, you're just sitting there with the power stone. Welcome, fucker.
Exactly.
How about
wanna
you,
hear
Pete?
Oh, oh. I'm going small scale with this one.
You're what?
I'm going small scale with this one.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's. Oh my god.
So I'm gonna hold on to this fucker in my pocket every day. Okay.
Okay.
When when somebody pisses me off, just randomly out of the blue, gonna switch gravity on them. So what's gonna happen is they may get hit sideways, up, down. It don't matter. It's not gonna be down anymore. It's gonna be one way or the left or right or up.
Oh,
You'll be
wait.
like,
Someone
oops.
someone cuts you off in traffic, and all of a sudden their car is just like flying through the air upside down.
God damn it. Peter just touched on this and we all missed it. You could be
I
a
know.
fucking Jedi with the power gem.
I know.
Yeah,
Like,
I forgot
literally
about that.
just
I
Just
controlling.
switching gravity.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm
Forgot
s- I'm
Thanos.
s-
Wait, what?
oh no, I'm sticking with mine. I'm hiding it. I don't care.
I forgot Thanos threw a moon onto Iron Man with the Power
That's
Stone.
right.
That was all the Power Stone.
He did, didn't he?
I
So
would be
hence gravity.
I would be a Jedi for about 10 minutes. And then I'd immediately go Sith because that's where my heart really is. and then and then and then I'd have a problem with all the governments on the planet.
You're,
You know
you're the
what? You know what,
laziest
Kenny?
Jedi ever.
Yeah.
I gotta collect the other
Watch.
5 stones. I'm just gonna wipe out everybody.
You know what, Kenny? I would make it a mission to go like in that Loki series, go collect all the stones as paperweights off the fucking
Yes.
desks, and
Yes.
come back and kick
Yes.
your ass.
Yes.
Just plain and simple.
It wouldn't work. Well, okay. Unless you got the stones in that dimension. They only work per dimension. So you can come back and be like, space! Like fucking Captain Planet, and it wouldn't do shit. And I'd come over there
What I
and
would
hit
do?
you with the fucking power gem, and then,
Hey,
with your little
Uh-uh.
paperweight.
I revised my whole thing
You know what, Peter? Go
on
to
the
Michael's
reality
and
stone.
buy a stapler, because that would be just as useless or useful as the fucking like space gem from another dimension.
if you think
I
about it,
revised my whole statement on the reality gem.
Okay.
I will
well,
go and
well,
We're going
steal
back now.
all the other fucking paperweights in that Loki time frame place, grab all of them, come back, and make all the realities merge together so I could use all these fucking Infinity Stones and
Goddamn.
make a suit of armor on myself that I implant all these fuckers just to screw you over out of your shit ass bullshit.
wait a
Why?
minute, wait a
Boom.
minute.
Why did you just out Thanos?
Yeah, I know. I was just
How do
thinking
you
that.
come up with a more fucked up plan than Thanos has? You're just
Wait.
like,
This is what the movies missed. They really missed that. They missed his real objective, which was to get it on with death.
yeah.
That's a much more.
He's
That's like a way better motivation than the universe is too full, and we want to see whales in the Hudson River or something, you know.
Peter just
Or
did the
estuary,
equivalent.
Sorry.
Peter just did the equivalent of asking a genie for more wishes as a wish.
He did. He
It's
did.
just like, I'm gonna fuck up.
The thing is, it's totally backed up by the MCU because of Loki.
Oh my god, it would work. And that's the worst part. Merge
It's
every
not-
reality on you. Then have every fucking stone as a suit of armor. Jesus Christ, Pete.
Hey, this is me
It
dropping
looks
the
like a
mic.
Christmas
Yeah.
tree.
It's just, I mean, I think
It looks
this.
like a Christmas tree. Exactly.
And
walk in.
It's just a blinking Christmas tree.
He got the lighting set with the bricks.
I'd be like, I'm not gonna die to this fucking dipshit. It looks like the Christmas version of Ultron. This son of a fuck.
Now that's the comic you should write.
You should wear a Santa Claus hat.
What? Okay. Are there any more stones left?
Yeah, there's one more. We got the mind gem. Taps the user into the universal consciousness, allowing for unlimited manipulation of psionic powers, including telepathy and telekinesis.
See, again, you just need this, the Power Stone, and the Time Stone, and you've done what Thanos needed to do.
Yeah, but not as quick.
I think you could do it as quick.
No, because it's less like, all right, how would you use?
Well, with the time stone, it would make it quicker
Yeah,
because you could slow down
exactly.
time
Okay,
or speed up
Time Stone
time.
kind of makes everything, that whole quickness thing, just like, so if we're choosing the laziest man to write this code, all he really needs is the Time Stone, the Power Stone, and maybe the Soul Stone.
yeah, but not really, because then he still has to go to every single fracture of time and
Yeah.
kill the people there.
But it's the Time Stone. He does it, and then he's got the Soul Stone to manipulate his own thoughts so that it didn't happen in his head. So he's not. So he did it, but he's not as like bored as he would be.
No.
No, just no.
I know being a lazy guy, I'm not gonna like half-ass a half-ass measure, right? If I'm like, I can get the gauntlet and get this done in an afternoon so I can go back to playing Lego Star Wars, shit, yeah, I'm gonna do that.
You just need the Time Stone for that.
Yeah, but you still have to walk to every place and kill everybody. I don't want to do that shit. I'd rather just snap my fingers and be done with it. It's the same concept as doing your taxes. Do you want to do TurboTax or go through every individual piece of paper and write out your shit?
Fuck, I gotta do my taxes.
Tax season is upon us, guys.
Hey,
Don't forget to do them.
I'm about to solve this problem 110%. Okay.
Okay.
You ready for this shit?
Yo, Spider-Man is live. You should wear that every time, Spider-Man.
Lay it on us.
I should.
Okay. Take this Mind Stone, right? And literally project to half the population of the universe elevator music 24/7. They will kill themselves.
Yes. Actually, yeah. You've just solved the problem.
God damn it! Like
you make life so difficult for everybody that they just off themselves.
It would be the song that never ends.
Yeah.
Just over and over again.
Actually, no, I'd play that instead. The song that never ends.
Yeah. Oh God. I'd off myself. I would give everyone perpetual hiccups or something.
You just got people running through the streets. What the fuck is this song? And the other half of the population is like, what are they on about?
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, so Peter's like managed to twist the last 3 stones into fucking fucked up fairy tale versions of themselves. But it's all very doable within the MCU, and so we can't be angry at that.
No, we really can't. We really, really can't. Fuck. I don't know. I would pull a WandaVision with this stone, by the way, just to get it back on track. I would like, maybe not a whole town, maybe just like a whole block, and I just kind of like I'd make my life a sitcom.
All right.
Hmm.
Yeah.
How about you, Micah?
We're talking about the Mind Stone, right? Because I completely missed everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
We went on. Yeah. Pete ruined the MCU for everybody.
I'm sorry.
By making better versions of the films. Damn it.
But with the Mind Stone, I'd probably use like I would use it to read people's minds and erase people's memories, so I could do a bunch of different things while knowing what they're about to do.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good one. Again, this leads into the becoming the best criminal on the planet. Like, just knock off banks and no one would fucking know.
Yeah.
I like it.
All
Kirby,
right.
what would you do?
Well, Peter, I'd buy you a Ferrari. And then I'd drive it to your house. And I'd be like, look at this sweet Ferrari I got you. And you'd be like, oh man, dope ass Ferrari. And then you jump inside. And I'd be like, actually, Peter, it's not for you. And throw the keys in like the trash or something. And then I'd
No,
make you Then I'd make you
let him.
forget what?
Well, no, let him keep the Ferrari, and he'll have to pay $10,000 to get its oil changed.
Oh, you know what? Better yet. Peter, I'm going to convince you using the Mind Stone that I bought you a Ferrari, and you agreed to pay for half of it, and then you're going to give me money for the rest of my life.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm broke already.
So Peter's going to use the Reality Stone to go rob banks to pay off his
Didn't say I would
Ferrari that
rob
doesn't
banks.
exist.
I literally used the Reality Stone to become God, and you reversed it on me by owing you a Ferrari.
Pull the Archer thing. Get him like an old Ferrari that barely runs, and like he's got to keep it on a freaking flat all the time.
Oh yeah, and they'd be like, Peter, this was $500,000.
Yeah. And then the upkeep on it is like $1 million a year.
Payable in
Oh,
cash
no,
to
no, no.
Kirby.
So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to go drive my Ferrari that's on blocks.
Yeah.
Kid comes over with the Mind Stone, mind wipes me, literally makes me think I'm driving this Ferrari through the countryside. And I'm like, here, bro, here's $10,000 for this month's payment.
I think Peter gets it. I'm just gonna constantly rob my brother for money for a Ferrari that doesn't exist. That's all I'm gonna use the mind jump for.
Fuck me.
All right, I think we've hit about the 123 mark. I think now's a good time to kind of wrap it up.
I drove a Lamborghini and a Ferrari.
Oh shit.
Okay, so the Ferrari I drove because a company that wanted our business at a company I was working did this thing where they brought out a bunch of exotic cars and like this company set up a little like track for you, and then you went around the track. Basically, I didn't take the Ferrari out of third gear, but the Lamborghini was actually in Britain, and my uncle owned it. It was from the 70s. It was a really old one. It was this huge boat of a car. It's like a V12, and I got to drive that in the English countryside, on the wrong side of the road, on the wrong side of the thing. It was that was I got that one up to like at least 120 miles per hour.
Nice.
Yeah,
All
that was
right.
fun.
So you guys,
I wonder what happened to that. He died. He should have willed that to me. Fuck.
you guys feeling good
Yeah,
about the end of the podcast here?
Yeah, I think this is a good place to stop.
All right. So we have some announcements. This is gonna be a bi-weekly thing, but we're gonna add an extra podcast on it. The way we're gonna do it is we're going to stream it on Twitch on either a Saturday or a Sunday. And then we're gonna rip it to YouTube on Monday, and then we're gonna have it on podcast channels by Wednesday is our goal of each week. So what's the next podcast coming up, Max? Also, I think we should go with the original idea of the title, which is
I'm upside down brains.
no, the other one.
My brain is hanging upside down.
Yeah, that's the name of our next podcast.
Okay, so just as some background, I well, I'm holding a guitar, so I like music. Uh, and in particular, I'm a big fan of punk rock. In fact, my taste in music hasn't changed since 1996. But I do know a lot about music. I worked at a record label for 6 years. I have a gold record. It's over there. So we're gonna do a music podcast, and it's be mostly about punk rock. The first subject next week is gonna be a band called Operation Ivy, and I think it's a good starting point. Their career spanned 1987 to 1989. They only released one full-length album, and but they inspired like a lot of people, and it's I don't know, it's close to my heart because it's East Bay punk, and that's what I grew up on. I grew up uh, hitchhiking to shows in Berkeley and taking the bus to Berkeley and sleeping on benches in Berkeley
So
or
what's the general
whatever.
layout of the podcast gonna be? How are you gonna
So
work
I
it?
think we're gonna. I think so. So for the first one, it's a work in progress, but basically we'll discuss how the band came to be and the scene that they came to be in, and then we'll discuss their music and the songs and what they were all about, and then I think we'll discuss. I think a couple individual members of the band. We won't go into too much of an autobiographical thing, but I would like to discuss Matt Friedman, who is, in my opinion, probably one of the best bass players who ever lived. Um, and yeah, it's going to be it's not, it'll be a dive into one of my favorite bands. And actually, Operation Ivy was a the first punk song I ever heard was by them, and it changed my life. So um, we're gonna yeah, that's pretty much the layout. And then moving forward, we'll talk about other bands, maybe not just bands, but different scenes across the country, across the world. DC had a great scene in the 80s, and Southern California had a great hardcore scene. There's a lot of stuff here. And the name comes from my single favorite Ramones song, which is called Bonzo Goes to Bitburg, subtitled My Brain is Hanging Upside Down. Um, and it's about uh, it's about Ronald Reagan doing something stupid. But it's a great song, and it's got a great message. And I just love the title. I love that whole idea of my brain is hanging upside down, watching Ronald Reagan having tea at Bitburg.
So
So
I think part of the layout that he's gonna do, and we're gonna provide this to you guys, is we have a YouTube channel and a Discord. Let me get that on there. But one of the things uh, Max is gonna do is he's gonna choose a selection of music from those artists that we're
oh, yeah,
focusing on that week,
we'll put together a playlist.
and we will post that in our Discord, which I'm about to pop up right now. Uh, we're also gonna
And
be posting these videos in our YouTube channel, and I'm gonna be throwing that up here too.
we'll put the playlist in the YouTube description as well.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna pay full respects to the artists as we do these podcast series.
Yeah.
Uh,
There is one artist that I want to do that nobody knows of. I think I'm gonna hit him up and see if we can use his actual music, but that'll come later.
and Micah, I think you have an announcement too.
Yes, and then from 2 weeks from now, we might do. Well, we're going to do what we kind of did today, but instead we're going to be talking about lightsabers and their past and why their colors are their certain colors.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Yeah.
do a deep dive into lightsabers, which I'm actually gonna research a shit ton because I love Star Wars, and we'll break them down. Like Mike and I will get together and we'll get the facts straight and get it to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And
Sounds good to me.
Talk with you guys.
that will be 2 weeks from now. Another episode of the Stone Gauntlet. Peter is our special guest today. He may or may not join us on future endeavors, depending on what he wants to do. But you'll see
I
him
think I think he should just randomly join us, just like he did today.
yeah, it's like a
Whenever
ghost
he's
Peter.
feeling it. Yeah.
We are also gonna have other recurring guest stars. People are already in the talks of wanting to be on, as well as some mainstays. So we're hopefully going to turn this into a weekly thing, where we leapfrog the Stone Gauntlet with My Brain is Hanging Upside Down. And you can find us on all channels, YouTube, Discord. We are going to get stuff up onto Spotify after we pull it up on YouTube and rip the sound file from it. Um, so we'll get those channels that we're on to you next week when we do the music. And we'll also post it in the Discord.
Sounds good to me.
Because I know some people just like
Agree.
listening to shit, and it will probably be a good format for just everybody.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if there's anything else we need to cover.
MCU, as much as they try to keep continuity, I'm realizing they're just full of holes. Peter did a great job of just poking holes in the entire storyline that's lasted 20 years. I don't know.
Yeah, he's basically reality stone the reality stone.
Yeah.
It's like the
I mean, I'm already like marveled out. I haven't watched a Marvel movie. Well, I guess we went and saw. What did we see? I don't know when the last one I saw was, but I think Peter's ruined the Marvel Cinematic Universe forever for me. Thank you, Peter.
Welcome.
Yeah.
just so everyone knows, we do have long-term plans for the Stone Gauntlet. We are in talks to do a 3-part Star Wars series at some point. A deep dive into each of Batman's rogues gallery.
Yeah.
One villain per episode. And
Let's
that's
ruin the DC universe too.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
But those are going to be way later on when we get into the swing of things and we know what we're doing. When we give those episodes to you, we want them to be good. So the first couple episodes, at least for a while, are going to be one-offs, but we'll try to make them fun, light, and teach you a few things along the way. And with that, guys, we are the Stone Gauntlets. Thanks for hanging
Woo!
and popping by, and
Mhm.
we'll see you guys next week. And my brain is hanging upside down, or the following week in another episode of the Stone Gauntlet. You guys rock. What?
Let me just say one thing. If never mind. I won't say it. Forget it.
Okay.
I was gonna say something political, and I'm not gonna say it.
You guys rock. And thank you for supporting us, and we hope to see you next time.
All right.
Thank you for joining the
Let
stream. See
chaos
everybody.
reign.
Yes, like chaos reign. I love it.
Let chaos reign. That should be our ending.
Yes, that we're signing off on that. Let chaos reign. Hail Satan, everybody.